Hello, hello. I am back. Hope everyone is having a nice day. This is the second stream of today. I streamed earlier this morning, and now we are about to watch our earnings for NVIDIA. So, with that being said, earnings come out at 4 o'clock. Much anticipated. We are getting more selling right now on NVIDIA. It looked like it was gonna bounce earlier. I was liking this action before, but about since 2:15, we've just seen a continuation to the downside. So we are experiencing more selling, selling pressure into earnings. As far as volume, volume is slightly lower, and then the one thing I was looking at for NVIDIA was the RSI here. Now, I'm not a huge indicator guy. Not big on indicators, but I do like to look at RSI support levels. So I'm looking at this uptrend on the RSI, and we were oversold, and now we're dipping back into that mid-range on the RSI, and that so happens to be right on this upwards trend. Doesn't mean we're going to bounce off of this on earnings or tomorrow or for the rest of the week, but it was worth looking at. So yeah. For now, I'm going to be removing most of these support lines here. I'm really just looking at the major pivot areas like the 700, 600. Might as well put like a 650 on here. So I'm just setting up my charts right now. Whoops. Just setting up my charts to get ready for some price action. More than likely, if we are going to get a move, we're going to pin to like a 700, 750, or 650, 600. We're going to pin to a whole number, most likely. So yeah, we'll see. I'm expecting, I think, gun to my head, I think that NVIDIA will go down in price on this earnings release. I think it's going to go down, worst case scenario. Even though I'm holding calls right now, I hope it goes up, but I think it's going to go down. And I think if we're going to get any positive movement out of this, it's going to be muted action. So basically what I'm saying is we're going to trade flat into this, and we're not going to really have a big move to the upside or downside. But IV is very high right now, and I want to explain that right now. So IV has been tapering off throughout today. So we're sitting at a 68 point plus or minus move. So I'm just going to update my charts here. So 68 points to the upside would be right here, and 68 points to the downside would be right there. So I'm just going to mark out these lines again and just keep updating the expected move. So that's what we're looking at. So I think we're either going to come back up here, and listen, these moves can be bigger. So we could see, you know, a 15% move to the upside or downside, right? Instead of instead of a like 10% move. So it really all depends on where this market wants to go. And again, like, I don't know where it's going to go. I think most likely it's going to go down just because there's so much bullish bias baked into this stock already. But at the same time, I am holding calls, so I do hope it goes up. But really, gun to my head, I think this thing's going to dump. I think we're going to dump, and that's it. but I don't know. Like, I really don't know. I don't, and anyone who's claiming to know where this is gonna go, they're lying. They're lying to you and they're lying to themselves. Um, but again, I have a call position. You can see my position here. I am holding a one contract. I'm up 94% on this NVIDIA call right now. So I'm still in profit. And again, like, this is adding a little bit of buffer to my trading, right? So if this trade goes against me, listen, I have 92%. You know, I could take a 50% dip on this contract on earnings and still be break even, right? So my risk is a little bit lower than, let's say, someone entering now on a call option expiring in a couple days. So we'll see. We'll see where this goes. It's going to be fun to watch. I'm going to get the earnings. I'm not going to do the earnings call. I'll probably stream for about. I know the earnings call starts at 5, so I'm gonna probably log off at 5 o'clock. So we're gonna do like a 2-hour stream here. I'm gonna log off at 5. If you want to watch the earnings call, I'm sure you can find another stream to watch it on. But as far as the earnings release and the price action that follows that release, we will be covering that. And of course, I'll be reporting the numbers. I have Twitter up, so as soon as the numbers come out, I can post them in to the chat. So that's pretty much it. So we're all pretty much ready. So yeah, more than likely, I think if we go down, we're probably going to come into the 600 level. We're gonna come right into the 600 level. And don't be surprised if you see a huge swing to the downside and then a huge swing to the upside. I mean, we could see this thing go both ways. To in a big way, we could see it go both ways. So be prepared for that. So this is a highly anticipated trade. I should close some of this stuff out. And the way, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to see my P&L on this once the market closes at 4. But that's all right. We can calculate it after the fact. This thing's going to be moving around so much, probably, that it's going to be pretty hard to keep track of. So really, I'd say after about 20 to 30 minutes of price action, you'll get a good idea of where the price wants to go. But listen, I think AMD is a great example from back in November. I was in my AMD position during earnings. The earnings came out. AMD went down like 3 or 4%, I think, on earnings. And then the earnings call started at like 4:45 or 5 o'clock. And they were mentioning AI like crazy, which caused the stock to actually go up like, I think, like 5 or 6% post market. So, anything can happen, right? We can go up at 4 o'clock at the close. We can go up 10%, and then the earnings call starts, and we drop down back to 0%. So it again, like, this is really all up in the air. But really, I think we're gonna see some sell pressure. I think we're just gonna see a continuation post market of what we've been seeing for the past couple days, today and yesterday. But like I said, like it's been a while since we've seen NVIDIA spike up on earnings. It's been a few earnings, and we haven't really seen much price increase. So probabilities, the probabilities are favoring the call side. I mean, right now statistically, the bullish bet is in favor. The put call parity is below 1, so that means that more calls are being held right now than puts. So more people are bullish than bearish on this thing, as far as the options chain shows. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm just gonna be kicking back for a little bit and waiting. So I hope everyone's having a good day. Um, this week in the markets have been a little rough. I think most stocks have been going down this week. I mean, I can just run down the list: AMD down, Apple down, Netflix down, uh, Amazon down. Although Amazon's having a decent day. Google again down. So I think Tesla is doing all right this week so far. Microsoft down, LLY down. So I think a lot of these stocks have are just waiting on NVIDIA. And I'm telling you right now, if NVIDIA, let's say NVIDIA goes up 10%, you're going to see the rest of, especially the tech stocks, really rally with NVIDIA, and vice versa. If you see a dump in NVIDIA, you'll probably see a dump in a lot of other stocks. So, including the S&P 500 and the Qs, all the index funds. So. It's a big day. I mean, really, this kind of feels like the CPI trades back in like 2022 when inflation was really taking off and we were getting wild price swings in the markets just because from the CPI releases. This feels very similar. There's a lot of people with their eyes on this thing. So as far as the earnings is looking like, let's go look at the estimates. NVIDIA earnings estimates or expectations. Mm. There's a lot of articles on this. And if earnings don't come in line, let's see, let me open up this. Is this a good one? Yeah, bar chart. I like bar chart. Is it on here? Earnings. Even with good earnings, do you think NVIDIA is overbought? Well, with good earnings, okay. See that this is a tricky question because if you consider forward PE, NVIDIA is actually not super overvalued. But if you look at just the normal PE, yeah, it is overvalued. So it's kind of up for interpretation. I think right now, like, of course, the stock has gone up tremendously so far this year. I mean, year to date, the stock is up 35%. So just based off of that, and we're barely 2 months into this year, we're probably overbought. And I could just look at an RSI if I really wanted to. It's overbought, and you could see now it's not technically overbought on the RSI. But if you just look back on NVIDIA, it doesn't sell off for very long. It's one of those stocks that don't sell off for very long. It tends to get scooped up as soon as the bulls take over. This thing rises up pretty quick. So I mean, it's really up for interpretation. But I honestly don't know where this thing's gonna go. I hope it goes up. I'm betting it's going up, but so that's what I think will happen. I guess putting my money where my mouth is. I think it's going to go up, but I honestly don't know, and no one else does either. So here's the earnings expectations here. So we're looking for consensus $4.56 and the revenue to be 20.24 billion. So that's what they're looking at. I think it's so this data is coming out at, is it 4:20? I thought it was coming out at 4 o'clock, but it may be coming out at 4:20. 4:59. Those pretty much around 4:50. That's where they're looking at. But I honestly do not know where this thing's gonna go. As far as the RSI is going, it's looking like it wants to bounce off of here, but I'm not putting any emphasis on this. I'm just looking at this as just a funny thing. I think it's profit taking time for NVIDIA. Oh yeah, well, a lot of people who are up big on this are probably taking profits. I mean, listen, if you're a long-term investor, you shouldn't be taking profits. You should, if anything, take advantage of a dip if there is one to buy more and hold on to your shares for the long term. But yeah, there's definitely profit taking going on for the past couple days. I mean, you can see the profit taking was occurring up here too. It was occurring back here too, right at above 700. They were selling this thing above 700 like crazy. So so we'll see what happens here. Listen, I have Twitter opened up, ready to go for the earnings. I mean, before I even read the numbers off, you're going to see where the stock price is going to go. So it's going to happen so quickly. That's how these things work. It's faster than you can even think. So we'll watch it on we'll pull up a 15-minute. Just watch it on the 15. Ooh, big bottom wick with a high volume candle. High volume, big bottom wick here. Could be looking at a reversal. So listen, the Bulls and the Bears are definitely battling it out. Watching this action right now at the end of the day, this is where you're going to see the true money coming in. These are the people that are actually placing their last bets. So, but it doesn't indicate anything. I mean, listen, these numbers could come out and miss, and it sends the stock spiraling down. We can see numbers miss and then the stock goes up. I mean, like I've seen that happen before. You literally, like they could have a earnings miss, stock dumps, but then they have great forward guidance and the stock rallies 10%. I mean, like literally no one knows what's going to happen right now. And like I said, if someone's claiming they know what's going to happen, they're lying. Like that's the only way. All you can do is pick a direction, manage your risk, and sit back. That's all you can do. Man, like this, we've had what? How many days of selling have we had? Well, we pretty much had a high back here on February 12th. And then every day since, there's been selling pressure. So there's been selling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now 6. So you had a solid week of distribution going on here. There's been distribution. And when I say that, I mean that the amount of buyers have remained the same, but now the sellers are holding this level flat, and then the sellers took over here. So I don't know. I honestly don't know what's going to happen. I wish I could tell you. Still waiting on that magic ball. If you guys haven't already, please smash the like button. Try to get my stream up to the top of the search in YouTube. You know, I give out all my content for free. My strategy for free. I show real profit and loss. Like here's my real profit and loss. You can see I'm up $2,600 for the month. I was up a lot more earlier last week, but taking a hit this week. But you know, I'm one of the few out there that, and on top of that, I don't sell anything too. No courses. I have a free Discord link in the description below. It's completely free. Come join up. We already have a good amount of people joining, so it's great. It's awesome to see people join. And yeah, just a community here. We do our own analysis. I answer questions, discuss things, go over trades, all that good stuff. Hedge your NVIDIA contract with DIA puts at 180 expiring at 223. I'm not doing any hedging. No. I'm just chilling. I'm not doing anything else. Just chilling like a villain. I'm not saying that's a bad idea to hedge with some SPY puts, but you could do that if you see potential in it. Be careful with just be careful with implied volatility. Okay, you see how you're going with 223? That's very close to expiration. You're gonna experience IV crush. So even if the price goes in your direction, you're gonna experience IV crush, and IV crush is not fun. But if you feel that that's the right decision for you, I'm not gonna stop you. I'm not gonna tell you no. I'm not gonna do it though. I'm just hanging out. Not doing anything abrupt. All right. Let me get some background music going in here. I had it on before, but I turned it off. And again, I was saying this before my other live stream earlier today. If you're in a position right now and you're worried about losing money on it, or not worried about losing money, but you have more than you're willing to risk, or you don't feel comfortable with the risk on the table right now, sell it. Take your money off the table and live another day. Don't gamble. Only risk what you're willing to lose. I literally want to put that on my gravestone. Only risk what you're willing to lose, because you could find yourself in some deep trouble if you put on too much risk. Not even trouble, but agony. Psychologically, it sucks. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep my NVIDIA. I want to keep my position open so you guys can see it, and I'll keep the chart right here as well. Again, this is my real account, right? I got my. Obviously, I have my numbers blocked off. I don't want you guys seeing how much money I have and my account numbers, but this is it. You can see connected up there. It's all real. So. Unfortunately, you're not going to see the P&L move once the market closes. We're only going to be able to look at the price on TradingView. But you can see my position down here. I'm up 105% currently. And that's it. Just chilling. If you guys are in NVIDIA right now, if you're in an NVIDIA position, let me know. Type away in the chat. Let me know if you're in a position. Let me know if you're in profit already, or if you're just watching. I wonder how many people are in this trade. I think a lot of people are in this trade, either in calls or puts. Everyone and their mother. Alright, getting a little bit of buying action here. Going into the last half-hour trade. Last 25 minutes of the trade. We're starting to get some buying pressure on some higher volume here. It's a good sign. I think we'll either reject at around 673, or we're going to blast back up to a 680 maybe. We might get like 10 points here at the last. The final like 30 minutes, the dirty 30, you could see some wild action. So we could really see some bullish buyers coming in. We could see some bullishness coming at the end of the day here. Last minute bets being placed. So we will see. Once yeah, I don't know which time frame I should use. I should probably go to like a 30-minute time frame or a daily. I may even do like a 24-hour candle just to look at it and visualize everything. Because this move's probably going to be so big, like if I have the move occur on a 15-minute chart, it's just going to go straight off the screen, either to the upside or downside. So I think we're better off switching to a 24-hour candle. Might be a little bit easier. Getting more buying up here. Big 15-minute candle. Look at this. Nice 15-minute candle. Yeah, so we got some buyers stepping in now, guys. Last minute bets are being placed. People are loading up on calls and shares right now. I'm going to send out a Discord message to everyone with my stream, just so everyone has that. Sometimes the YouTube notifications don't work, or it's easier to do it through Discord. So I'm sorry if you guys get a notification. Sorry if you get a notification and you're already here. Let me do this. There we go. Alright, getting some continued buying pressure here. Let's see if we get back up to like 680. They may pin this to 680 before the close. I think earnings will beat. I think they will beat, but I have no idea where this price action's gonna go. No clue. But I think NVIDIA will come in with good numbers. I can tell you that. I think they will. But as far as what the price does, I have no idea. I hope it goes up though. I'm on Team Bull. I'm Team Bullish. Alright, coming into the last 20 minutes. And they're really trying to buy this thing up right now. This is a lot of volume coming in, guys. We're getting a lot of volume here. End of day. End of day, you usually get more volume. But the volume kicked in at 3 o'clock, and we started going up. So the bulls are taking control for this final hour of trade right now. I can tell you that much. But we still have another 20 minutes to go, so anything can happen. And if you haven't already, please hit the like button. It's the best thing you could do for me. Like I said, I give out all my content for free. My strategies, Discord's for free. I'll link the Discord in the... It's already linked in the live stream description. I'll also post it here. Whoops. Pin message, there we go. Alright. Alright, we keep getting some continuation here. Starting to get some resistance at that 675 level. Just watching these little tiny price action moves right here. I mean, this is a lot of money moving into this right now. A lot of shares. 267,000 shares. I mean, if we just do a quick price on that, 267,000 times $674, let's say. I mean, you're talking 179 million being traded within 10 minutes. I mean, that's a lot of money, guys. And wait until wait until you get the big percentage moves. You're talking literally over $100 billion being added or removed from this market cap. It's gonna be insane. DII, IWM moving up. I think that's a good sign. Yeah, we're starting to get some bullish action here. Let's go look at the Qs. The Qs are moving up huge right now. 0.5% move up on the Q. SPY again up huge. So we got some bullish action pouring into the market here for the final hour of trade. Could be a good sign. Could be a good sign. You know, you could have some big money looking for lower prices, and they waited until the end of the day to start buying up the cheap prices. So, again, this is just the bears and the bulls duking it out right now. That's all this is. I wish FTNT were going up more, although it recovered okay today. It was down like almost 8%. Now it's only down 4.5%, which isn't as bad. But still. Is it back in that range? No, it's not. That sucks. Alright, get into the final 15 here. We're going to go into the final 15 and then the filthy 5. Again, if you can see here, right below my chart, you can see my NVIDIA position, call option. Profit, percentage gain or loss, P&L open, P&L day. This is a real account. Obviously, I have my account number and account value hidden. I have that hidden on purpose, but everything else is real. Real strategy, real community, real trades. We keep it real here. I'm creating a poll right now. Pretty simple poll. Will NVIDIA go up on earnings? Yes or no? Let's see if we can get some poll interaction here. I don't think I've ever done a YouTube poll before. Alright, so let's see. Starting to get a little bit of selling for this final 15 minutes. A little bit. What's SPY doing? What's the Qs doing? Trying to hold on to some gains here and go higher. There's a lot of volume coming in. Oh, getting a little bit of downwards action now. Alright. Yeah, this thing, we're just ranging now. We're just ranging. Yeah, I cannot make any assumption based off of this. This is only the market's correct in this sort of stuff. Only the market knows what's gonna happen. Alright, starting to get a little bit of selling action again. Alright, so we got 2 votes so far saying yes. You guys think NVIDIA is going to go up? I think we all hope it's going to go up. I think most of us are either owning shares of NVIDIA or holding calls and hoping this thing spikes up. I mean, the bullishness behind AI is insane. I mean, I know even the semiconductors themselves too. I know everyone I know is buying up their shares all the time. Not everyone I know, but a lot of people that are into the markets are gobbling up the AI and the semiconductor stocks like crazy. So it makes sense as to why this stock has just gone up so much, and it's gone up for good reason too. I mean, there are fundamental reasons, and there are fundamental reasons as to why this has gone up. And I think, let's say in the next 5 years from now, I think NVIDIA is only going to make more money. So even if there's an economic downturn, I think NVIDIA in the long run is going to be a powerhouse. And I could say the same for AMD, Intel, all the other guys that are involved in this semiconductor space, Taiwan Semiconductor. I mean, everything that's tech related is going to benefit huge. And the numbers say it all. And it's not. And people are comparing this market to the dot-com bubble. You got to remember, the dot-com bubble was different. The dot-com bubble didn't have financials like NVIDIA driving the price higher. NVIDIA started going up a bunch when AI came onto the scene, and the demand for their chips exploded. It really started when crypto took off with the graphics cards to mine Bitcoin. I mean, NVIDIA's demand, the demand for NVIDIA chips have only increased year after year. And that trend is continuing for sure. So, I think just what happens today doesn't really matter in the long run. It definitely doesn't matter in the long run. But there's a very good chance that today we go up higher, and there's a good chance we go lower. I mean, it's a coin flip. Flip a coin. We got 4 votes already, and you guys are all saying yes. Now I'm worried. Now I think it's gonna definitely go down. I'm buying puts actually. I'm closing this trade and buying puts real quick. Hold on. I'm just joking. I'm not doing that. You bought socks? Yeah, socks is the semiconductor fund, right? It's an ETF. Yeah. Yep. Or Philadelphia Semiconductor, or oh no, it's the same. Yeah. Okay. So this is right. It's an ETF, right? Am I right? Or it's an index? Okay. I think you're referring to SOX 2X's, right? Or SOX L? Oh, okay. Yep. Oh, wow. I see what you bought. Good luck. Good luck, Pokey. Wish you luck. I'm right there with you. I'm in calls, so that's you bought SOX L calls. Okay. So you're like 300x leverage right now. Alright, we're getting more green action on this 15-minute candle. Here we go. Going up higher again. Switching up my music a little bit. I didn't like that other playlist. This is what I need right there. Okay. Great copy. I'm sorry I'm kind of like neglecting you guys. I'm working off screen for my normal job, so I'm kind of multitasking right now. But I'm gonna switch off to, before the market closes, I'm gonna switch to a 24-hour chart so we can watch the move. I'm sure the move is gonna be huge. So I don't want to be on a 15-minute chart and miss the candle move, because it's gonna be so quick. Alright, let's take, alright, we're getting into the final 5 minutes here. Let's take a look. Alright, so expected implied volatility right now is at 166%, or in other words, we're looking at a 67-point move to the upside or downside. I just want to update my charts to make sure that we are accounting for that. 67 points to the upside and downside. So we're looking at that. 67 to the downside, looking at that. Alright. There we go. Everyone said up on the vote. Wow. Alright. Let me put this back here. Alright, we got about 4 minutes and 35 seconds before the market closes. My call position is up 115% right now. Again, if you're just joining the stream, hit the like button. That's the best thing you do for me. I give out all my strategies for free. I show real profit and loss. This is a real account you're looking at right now on TradingView. I have a free Discord. Join up. I don't sell anything. I show real profit and loss. Got plenty of dedicated and loyal viewers on this channel that have been with me for a couple months now. And it's awesome to see them make money off of my research and their own research too. So again, join up, subscribe, hit the bell notifications. I do streams and random videos here and there. I do this as a hobby, guys. I make all my money from, well, not all my money from trading, but I don't make any money off of YouTube or selling courses or anything like that, nor will I ever. Yeah. What's up, TDM? Glad you're here, man. Getting ready for the big event. I'm gonna be... Let me get this file saved, and I will dedicate my full efforts towards the stream. I am just finishing up something on here. Let's save that. Yes. Okay. Again, guys, smash that like button. Let's get as many people as we can in this stream. I highly appreciate it. Alright. Alright, so I'm going to switch over to a 24-hour chart so we could see the move on a screen here, because we're gonna see post-market action here, guys. We can also look at like a 4-hour if we want. A 4-hour wouldn't be bad. But again, we're looking at right now we're looking at a 67-point expected move. So this is it. Alright, I'm gonna end this poll here. Looks like everyone said it's gonna go up. I should buy puts on that poll. That's alright. Now we're a little biased here. I think we're all bulls. We like to buy calls. So again, here's my position. I'm deep in the money right now with this position. Well, maybe not as deep as I used to be. Where even is my position? Oh wait, it's down here. So I'm about 35 strikes in the money right now. But I'm just looking at the I'm looking at the February 23rd contract just to see its implied volatility. Alright, let's get this chart up here. We're about to come out. Let's get I'm going to put on a 24-hour chart. I'm going to turn off volume. We don't need volume. I'm going to get my... Well, I'll show my my P&L before, just so you guys see that I'm not closing out a trade or doing any funny business. I'm going to get Twitter going so I can get the numbers reported to you guys as soon as possible. And we are going to shut down the music so we can think. And yeah, we're ready to go. Alright. I don't think I've ever done a stream for earnings before. So, alright guys, we're down to the last 55 seconds before the market close. And I will get those numbers to you as soon as possible. I'm going to be refreshing Twitter and copy and paste those numbers into the chat. And then of course we're going to be watching the expected move here. Again, the green line is the green and red line are the expected moves to the upside and downside. Right now we are looking at a 67-point move to the upside or downside. So, alright, 20 seconds here, guys. 20 seconds. 10 seconds, alright. I'm going to get these numbers out to you as soon as possible, and we're going to watch this price action. I don't know if the earnings may come out at 4:15, but sometimes I come out at 4. It depends. Alright, market's closed. I'm going to open up this to a full screen so we can see. I'm still in my trade, of course. And we're just going to wait. The numbers may not come out until 4:15. Play some metal? Dude, it's funny you say that. I listen to metal music a lot. I love metal music. I'm a big metalhead, actually. Slipknot, Metallica, Lamb of God. I listen to like Agony Scene. I listen to some other smaller type of bands. But yeah, some metal would be appropriate. The only thing is, if I play it, I'll probably get copyright striked, so I don't need that. I don't need that funny business happening on my streams. Alright, so I don't think earnings are coming out for another 15 minutes. NVIDIA earnings time. And if you, so the earnings call is at 5. Yeah, I think they come out at 4:15. I think they're coming out at 4:15. That's what I was seeing on Earnings Whisperer. Again, guys, if you're just joining the stream, hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the bell notifications. I have a free Discord, free trades. I don't make you guys pay for anything. Free strategies. I do streams like every other day. Well, not every other day, a couple times a week. I try to do this YouTube thing as a hobby, but I don't sell anything, and I appreciate all the support. The best thing you do for me is hit that like button and subscribe. All right, so yeah, I think earnings come out at 4:20. Earnings are coming out at 4:20. That's what I'm seeing here on Earnings Whisperer, 4:20. After the close. So I think this is going to update as soon as uh-oh, what happened? This is going to populate as soon as the earnings come out, so Alright, maybe we'll put some music back on. Now that we're still waiting. So pretty flat, no dumps, no pumps so far. And we could just watch this on a maybe let's put this on like a 30-minute, I guess. I think a 30-minute would be appropriate. Actually, you know what? Let's go to a 15. And we'll see where this goes. You like being a subscriber. You're alright, man. Nice tub and tile refinishing. I'm glad you're a subscriber, man. I appreciate all the support, guys. Again, like I give away my strategies and research for free. Well, I don't give all my research for free. But well, I don't sell anything at the very least, but I give my trade ideas. I let you guys know what I'm doing, what my thoughts are. I do free analysis. Everything's free. Again, like I do this YouTube stuff as a hobby. I already make money from trading. And the guys that have been with me, my subscribers that have been with me since the start, they've been making money too, and they know I'm real, so they can vouch for me. No funny business here. Real deal. Alright, another 16 minutes I think until we get the earnings. Alright, starting to get a little bit of buying pressure here, up about 0.5%. Just a little fluttering. I have the expected move. So the expected move right now is at 66, which is about what I put up here. So we have this. I'll emphasize this line a little bit more here. So the red and green line is the expected move. So we're looking at about a 9 to 10% move to the upside, and about a 9 to 10% move to the downside. So we'll see where this goes. Again, we're drifting up here, and if you see NVIDIA take off, you're gonna rest assured you're gonna see the rest of these stocks take off too. Most of them, at least. A lot of this market has been kind of fluttering at highs and selling off for the past week, or this week so far, the past couple days. Since pretty much Friday, in anticipation for NVIDIA. Look at the rest of the market here. Crypto down a little bit. Still holding 50K. I'm thinking about starting to do like Mara calls each month, because the risk to reward is so great. I mean, you can make like 1,000% in 1 month on Marathon Digital, like a Bitcoin miner. So I may be looking into that because Bitcoin is going into its halving cycle. I used to be bigger into crypto, not as much anymore, but I'm kind of interested in doing Bitcoin miner calls like Marathon Digital. What's it doing this month? It may be down. It's up 30% so far this month, so it was up 96% back in December, so I'm really looking into doing something about this, because if Bitcoin's going on a bull run, there's a lot of money to be made on these Bitcoin miners with calls. You can make more money using call options on Bitcoin miners than you can with crypto itself. Well, that's not completely true. I'm sure there's altcoins that will do very well, but you guys get what I'm saying. Static and Tool, Misfits, nice. Good bands. Well, I'm not really a Static fan. I used to be a bigger Tool fan, but not as much anymore. And Misfits I never really listened to. But I know they're great bands, very popular. Alright. Another 13 minutes. I'm watching this. I'm waiting for this to update. Earnings for NVIDIA. This should be for NVIDIA. Let's see, NVIDIA. This is like all blank. Is this site like not working? Lucid call just came out. Let's go see what Lucid's doing. Whoa, big drop and pop. What the hell's going on here? Revenue 157, estimate 150. Okay, so they missed. Loss per share. So Lucid missed. No surprise there. But their stock is not really moving too much. They're only down about 0.8%. Nothing crazy. But all the eyes are on NVIDIA. Keep moving higher here. I think there's a really good chance we get back up to 740. We reclaim that level. It's a bearish volume candle. Honestly, gun to my head, I think this thing's going down. But I think the earnings will beat. I think the numbers are going to come in good, but I think the forward guidance is going to be a bummer. Or maybe the forward guidance will be good, and the numbers will be good, and we'll still dump, just because the stock has gone up so much. I hope it goes up, but it may not. So, sitting at a $3,316 profit right now on NVIDIA. This thing was up 300%. If anyone was watching my stream, or if you joined my Discord, you can see the screenshots of it. This thing was up higher, but I've just been holding it as per my strategy. I trade based on time. I don't trade levels or charts. I do all my own data analysis within Excel. Do back testing. All my trades are driven by data, not by what's going on a chart. A chart is nice to look at stuff visually, but as far as my decision making, I don't use charts. I can actually trade without a chart. I don't even need a chart to trade, but I still look at charts because they're nice to look at and they're helpful. But As far as technical analysis goes, not my kind of thing. I like to look at levels and stuff. I still believe in all that stuff, but yeah. I trade, my way of trading is more systematic than discretionary, so. Rivian. Etsy results just came out. Let's go look at Etsy. Etsy down 5%. Etsy down on earnings. Alright, NVIDIA is flattening out here. Post-market. Another 8 minutes for NVIDIA. If you guys haven't already, please hit that like button. It's all I beg of you. I give out all this stuff for free. I do all this work for free. The only thing I ask for you to do is hit the like button and subscribe. It's completely free. And I highly, highly appreciate the support, guys. This channel, I'm not really looking to grow it or make it something big, but I do want to get as many people who are interested in this kind of trading, in this niche of the stock market, together in a community, and do it completely for free. So, alright, counting down the minutes here. You guys want to watch the 1 minute? You can watch the 1 minute. It'll be crazy. Oh man. If we go up to 740, I think my profits will probably be where I was at last week. So I'll probably make about $6 grand. I'll make about $6,000, give or take, if we get back up to 740, which would make my total P&L like $9,000. And if we go down to 600, let's say, then I'll probably be down about 50% or more on my position. So we'll see. Of course, the options market's closed, so you're not going to see this P&L change. So if it were changing, I would show you guys, but for now, it's just going to sit where it is until tomorrow morning. Again, I'm watching the green and red lines here, and then I have each 50 levels marked, so 600, 650, 700. I should have 750 marked here. $750 and then 800. So watching those whole numbers, 700, 750. If you look at the options chain too, you'll see the open interest on those levels are much higher. Alright. So took my clothes to the peaks. I've been eyeballing Amazon on seasonality. Take a look. Yeah, we'll take a look at Amazon afterwards. Right now we're just focusing on the NVIDIA. I'm turning off this stupid music. We're looking at NVIDIA. Took profit at the peaks. Nice. Yeah, like, listen, I was saying before, if you have to take profits, if you feel uncomfortable with the risk, where you really want that money, like, take the profits. There's nothing wrong with taking profits. I'm just following my strategy, as I always do, as I try to as much as possible. So I'm holding. Yeah. Alright, so we're going to be coming up on earnings here, guys. Couple minutes. Very, very soon. We're sitting up 0.5% after post-market. It is getting real. It took the top, then puts down very nice. Oh, you're in puts right now. Wow. Good luck. Well, I wish everyone luck. Calls or puts. We'll see what happens here. We're either looking at 742 or 607. Earnings are coming out in 8 seconds, guys. Here we go. Here we go. Are we going to pump or dump? 420. Earnings should be coming out right now. Haven't seen anything yet. You know the move's gonna happen before I even see the numbers, so. But I'll post the numbers in the chat as soon as possible. Moving up slightly. 2%. I'm always suspicious of the first moves. These things pump and dump and flip all the time. See, top wick. Look at this thing. It's volatile. This thing's going to be bouncing up and down like crazy, so hold on. I haven't seen the numbers come out yet. I keep refreshing my screen. Here we go. Numbers are out. Numbers are out. Let me post it into the chat here. NVIDIA looks like they beat on revenue. They beat on gross margin. They beat on data center revenue. So they beat. They beat. Yep, they beat on earnings too. 24 billion. And we're dumping right now. We're dumping 2%. 2.5%. All right. So it looks like we're selling off, guys. Down 4%. Down 4.5%. Yeah, we're going to be bouncing around here. So looks like we're trying to bounce at 650 here. We'll see. Listen, I've seen like AMD earnings come out, it dumps 5%, and then the earnings call comes out, and you're up 5%. Like, it completely reverses. This stuff is so volatile, you cannot predict it. But it looks like we're taking a bearish stance on this earnings release. Not a huge move to the downside, only 3% so far. Nothing crazy. This may be a muted earnings, right? We may only go down a couple percent and then we open up higher tomorrow. Like, it could be one of those types of deals. So we'll see. I think we're going to see bigger moves once the earnings call starts. The earnings call has a lot of influence on price. But nothing too crazy. I mean, we're pretty much at. I mean, we're still in today's range, so we're not really breaking new ground. We came down into the 650 level and then bounced, but we'll see if it sustains. NVIDIA is trying to come back up now. We're on a 1-minute chart, so this is going to be back and forth like crazy, guys. So. So far, it's pretty muted. We just dumped, and then we're coming back up here, but we'll see if it sustains. We may go down lower. But the good thing is the earnings beat. Earnings beat. So here's the rest of the data that came out. I'll post it into the chat. I'm just posting it here from Twitter. Oh, it's not letting me post it because it's too much. Okay. Alright, we'll just leave that there. I'm sure you guys can find the numbers if you want to. But the revenue came in at 22 billion versus 6 billion year over year. So they beat on revenue, their data center revenue beat, their gaming revenue beat, their professional visualization revenue beat, their automotive revenue beat, adjusted gross margin beat. So they just beat everything. R&D expenses, they beat that. They beat the estimates on that. That's good. Adjusted operating expenses came in line. Free cash flow, they beat on free cash flow too. 11 billion, estimated 10 billion. So really strong earnings report, guys. Very, very strong. I think a lot of this price action is going to be duked out during the earnings call, and at I think it starts at 5 o'clock. So we'll see what happens there. Iron Condor, nice. Yeah, see, like right now, an Iron Condor would be happy. You would be making good money on an Iron Condor right now. But we'll see where the earnings call takes us. But so far, pretty muted. Pretty muted action. Nothing too crazy. We didn't get a 10% move to the upside or downside. Nothing crazy. So right now, if you're an options buyer, either to the puts or calls on this contract right here, you're getting IV crush. I will experience some IV crush as well, but not as much as the shorter DTE. Like the 2 DTE or the, what else do we have here? 2 DTE, 9 DTE. Those contracts are experiencing a lot of IV crush right now. But you won't see that until tomorrow morning. What a roller coaster, yeah. Yeah, it was just a dump and pump. Now we're up about 1%. So it seems like the bulls are trying to take over here, but it's only been 7 minutes since the report came out, so anything can happen. And really, once that earnings call starts, that's really where you're going to see the action. I could continue to stream into the earnings call and play the earnings call here on the stream. So if you guys want that, I could do that. If not, that's it. I probably will just stream the earnings call. Might as well. So I could just plug in the audio here and we could watch the price action while the earnings call happens. So that'll be interesting. But so far, we're up 2% at post-market, so nothing up 2% here. So, you know, we'll see what happens. But so far, it's kind of overhyped. Maybe this whole report was overhyped, right? And the action isn't as crazy as we thought it would be. So, but for now, we're just going to watch our levels, hang out, and that's it. But NVIDIA, they smashed earnings. I mean, the earnings came in great. I just looked at their report real quick. They beat on pretty much every single line item. And they beat by a decent amount, too. I wouldn't say it was anything extraordinary, but it definitely beat estimates, and it definitely had a good quarter. I think the forward guidance is really going to seal the deal here. If we get good guidance, especially during the earnings call, you're going to see the stock probably rise. So, and it already is. It's breaking through that 700 level right now. Again, I'm watching those 700, 750 levels, 650 levels, right? Those are usually areas that you're going to most likely see pivots in price. But we're blasting right through 700. We'll see if it holds above it or rejects. And again, 742 is the expected move on the options chain. And we're trying to get up there right now. So right now we're up 5%. Up 5% after market, post market here, guys. Look at the volume on this. I mean, the volume right now is literally higher than the post market volume is literally higher than what it was during the day. Just on this 1 minute candle. That's a lot of volume, guys. These moves to the upside are not small moves. These are being driven by a lot of money right now. All right, we're up 6%. 6 handle. Guys, if you're just joining the stream or you haven't already, hit that like button. That's the best thing you can do for me. I really appreciate it. And make sure to hit the Discord link in the description below, completely free. Hit the subscribe. We're about to hit a 7 handle here. Let's see if we can get 7%. 7%. Yeah, we're rallying now, guys. Let's see if we hit 742. That's the expected move. We might get up to 742, 750 if this thing is going to continue going this way. But so far, so good. Alright, I'm going to throw on the music again. I'm going to lower it down a little bit though. There we go. Alright. Yeah, so for now we're just going to chill out, wait for the earnings call, and that's it. EPS 5.16. The earnings per share was. Hold on, I'll get that information shortly. Earnings per share. NVIDIA guidance calculates earnings to $5.18 to $5.64 per share. The consensus earning estimate was $5 per share. So I think we beat on earnings. I think it was 5.18. Let me see. Yeah, they beat expectations by 7%, guys. That's actually a pretty big move. That's actually really good. For this amount of profit that they bring in, that's huge. We'll see how long it holds up for. Let me refresh my trading view. Maybe they updated the earnings on here. Here we go. Wrong stock. Is it showing it yet? They're not showing it yet. The estimate was around 4.59. And I think we came in at like 5.19. The estimates are different. You look at different sites, they show different estimates. Maybe I could check Yahoo Finance. Yahoo Finance is usually a reliable source. Okay, here we go, guys. Here we go. NVIDIA on Yahoo Finance. You can see the estimate was 3.37, and we came in at 4.02. That's a big beat. We beat by 65 cents. Right? Am I looking at the right chart? Yeah, that's a huge beat, guys. And here's the fourth quarter financials here. So the revenue was 18.12 billion, and the earnings were 9.24. Earnings came in strong. I mean, this is a great report. This is literally what the Bulls wanted to see. And now you could see their estimates. They just gave forward guidance, 4.63. Yeah, so they gave good guidance. They gave good guidance. That's why this thing's rallying right now. Let me see what the guidance they said. I already read it. So they calculate guidance to 5.64 EPS. They beat and rose on guidance. That's it. That's what we wanted to see today. And we'll see how the earnings call pans out with the price action in about 26 minutes here. So I made money today. I don't know where my position is. I don't know where my P&L is, but it's definitely... Let's look at a daily chart real quick. Yeah, so we're getting back up there. I'm probably sitting at around 200% profit on my call contract, call option, if I had to guess. I won't know until tomorrow morning. And the price action could change. We can fall below 700 in literally seconds right now, so I'm not celebrating yet. But so far, so good. Alright, starting to get some sell pressure here. Sitting at 5.5%. I really want to see NVIDIA get back above, get to that expected move of 742. I really want to see it get up there. What am I looking at? All right, let's take a look at the rest of the market here. AMD up 2 3/4. Yeah, everything's up post market. Not by a huge amount though. But NVIDIA came in clutch so far today. I really thought we were gonna sell off, and when I saw that first move down, I was like, "Yep, that's it." And then now we're going back up. So, but we'll see how long it lasts. Not celebrating yet. But they beat and they rose guidance, so beat and raise. Alright, so a lot of that stress is coming off my shoulders. Let me see. I can calculate where my position is right now using an options calculator. Now, I don't know how much the IV is going to spill over. That's definitely going to take out a chunk, but it's good that we went to the upside at least. It's saving me. March 15th, I bought 640 at 29.10. And I'm holding these until 2:29. Right? Yeah, I think I'm sitting at like, is that right? 126% profit? Yeah. Sounds about right. Probably at like 120% profit. Right? Am I on the right call here? 640. I mean, the price keeps moving around, so... Oh, it's not showing the updated price. Let's put the price up to 710. That's a problem. Let's put that. Let's update that. All right, so I'm sitting at like 200% gains right now. I'm sitting at about 200% gains, give or take. So definitely, I made about $3,000 so far. But obviously, the number's not going to update here because options market's closed. But hey, food works. I'm beating and raising after those earnings. Yep. Yeah, well, that's what I'm seeing on Twitter right now. I'm just seeing beat and raise. So, and we'll see how the earnings call plays out. We may go higher here. 725 was the high. Now I just need the rest of the month, the next week, to just... I'm beating and raising after. Okay, I think I'm getting what you're saying now. I had a feeling you were joking, but I just I kind of just stuck with the general words, the general idea of your words. um, yeah, I think a lot of people are happy right now with what's going on. I think that the majority of people were bullish on NVIDIA already going into this, but there was just some uncertainty, and the uncertainty was definitely called for. I mean, it's not like the stock has gone up a lot, and if a stock goes up a lot and then goes into earnings, there's a really good chance it's going to dump. But it didn't. It didn't. And it's going up for good reason. Again, there is higher demand. They beat on their numbers. They beat big. I mean, these numbers are great that just came out. And they're raising forward guidance. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. They're not lying. NVIDIA is not lying. So, it is what it is. I think there was a good reason to try shorting this or buying puts on it. But I mean, I was looking at like the last few earnings that came out, and NVIDIA either traded flat or went down on their earnings over the past couple quarters. And then I was looking at seasonality on top of that, and I was looking at the hype behind everything and their numbers that came out the past couple of quarters, and they're raising forward guidance each time. And I'm just like, this, if this is going to go up, I mean, there's a good chance it's going to go up here. But I really thought it was going to dump today. And it did for the first minute, and then it just shot up. It did dump, but it didn't last very long. It was a very short-lived dump. Going higher here, guys. Going back up. I don't know if we'll hit this expected move. I have to get the earnings call up on my, let's see if I can find it on YouTube. Let's do NVIDIA earnings call. We can listen into that. I don't want to use someone else's stream. Oh boy. We're about to hit 8%. 8 handle? Come on, give us 8. Give us the 8. Alright, Yahoo Finance is, okay, cool. Yahoo Finance has the earnings call stream ready to go, so we'll tune into that once the time approaches at 5 o'clock. And we'll see if we get an 8 handle on this. This thing keeps going up. What am I at now? 727? So here's what I'm calculating on here. The price is at 727 after hours. So right now I'm up 250% on my contract. So I made, how much did I make? I made about $4,000 in the past 47 minutes. Well, 27 minutes or 37 minutes. I'm sorry. No, 27 minutes. My math is off today, guys. Not bad, but it's gyrating. It's coming back down. Just got to give it time. The earnings will definitely paint a better picture. What a day. Up almost 7%. There we go. Man, I need water. Oh man, so much weight is off my shoulders right now. You guys don't understand. Well, I never really had like real stress or anxiety about my position, but it's nice to have this earnings come in my favor, and it looks like I'm gonna be profitable this month. Because I was on the cusp of pretty much having a flat month, or if the earnings came out bad, I probably would have lost the rest of my gains on this position I had, and then lose money. Or it was either this happens and I close out the month pretty good. So I'm going to be holding this trade for the rest of the month, as most of you know my strategy already. So Man, but I live for these moments. These are like the best moments as a trader. It's just playing these earnings, and when they go in your favor, it just feels so good. But there's gonna be times where I'm in these positions and I lose money. So, and you guys will see it. There'll come a day. Just wait. I think I'm gonna pour myself a drink actually. I'll be right back. Whoa, look at that. We're up almost 9% now. We're about to hit the expected move. We're very close. I appreciate you guys all hanging out. I know some of you were in the stream earlier today, but again, today, this is actually my, I'm looking at my statistics on this stream. This was my biggest stream so far. I think we had about, what do we have in here? 18 people at its peak. So it's awesome to spread the word in the channel. And yeah, I love doing this stuff. But there's gonna be times when we encounter the hard days. There's gonna be months where I lose, and it is what it is, and that's why I always say, you know, whatever money you put into a trade, expect to lose it all, because there's no guarantee in the markets. No matter how you trade, no matter what strategy you have, there's no guarantee. Really, the only way to make money consistently in the markets is to be a quantitative trader, and even those guys can lose money. But if you look at like hedge funds like Bridgewater, or not even Bridgewater, Renaissance with like Jim Simmons, those guys, they make 50% returns back to back to back each year. But they put in a lot of research, and it's all math. It's all mathematics that drive everything. So, like I said, just the way she goes. Man, we're about to... I want to see this hit 9%. I want to see it hit 742. That's what I want to see right now. Just keep going. Still waiting on the earnings call. Earnings call is going to start in 4 minutes, guys. 4 minutes. So I'm going to plug that audio into the stream here. And we'll see what happens with the price action. We could reverse. We could start going down on the earnings call. So just be aware of that. Again, I'm not able to trade this. I'm holding my position, of course, until the end of the month, as per my strategy. And that's it. Actually going to pause this music and unmute the earnings call stream so we can start listening to that as soon as possible. So I apologize for the low quality elevator music. It's not my music, it's a different stream. Hopefully I don't get copyright strikes for this. But actually, you know what? I'm going to turn that off and we'll sit in silence for a few minutes before this starts. Think about our day. Alright, hit the 9 handle. Man, we're going right up to 10, aren't we? Wow. This, guys, I don't think you understand. This is a lot of money flowing in to NVIDIA right now. Almost 10% on a, what is this? Where's the market cap? On a $1.6 trillion market cap? Guys, that's that's $160 billion flowing into this right now. Talk about momentum and strength to the upside. That's crazy, guys. Crazy. I would not be surprised if this thing has a down day tomorrow. There's gonna be a lot of profit taking. But again, like, the post market is showing its true colors right now. So alright, earnings call is about to start here.
Good afternoon. My name is
All right, here we go.
I will be your conference operator today. At this time, I would like to welcome everyone to the NVIDIA's fourth quarter earnings call. All lines have been placed on mute to prevent any background noise. After the speaker's remarks, there will be a question and answer session. If you would like to ask a question during this time, simply press star followed by the number 1 on your telephone keypad. If you would like to withdraw your question, press star 1 again. Thank you. Simona Jankowski, you may begin your conference.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to NVIDIA's conference call for the fourth quarter in fiscal 2024. With me today from NVIDIA are Jensen Huang, President and Chief Executive Officer, and Colette Kress, Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer. I'd like to remind you that our call is being webcast live on NVIDIA's Investor Relations website. The webcast will be available for replay until the conference call to discuss our financial results for the first quarter of fiscal 2025. The content of today's call is NVIDIA's property. It can be reproduced or transcribed without our prior written consent. During this call, we may make forward-looking statements based on current expectations. These are subject to a number of significant risks and uncertainties, and our actual results may differ materially. For a discussion of factors that could affect our future financial results and business, please refer to the disclosure in today's earnings release, our most recent Forms 10-K and 10-Q, and the reports that we may file on Form 8-K with the Securities and Exchange Commission. All our statements are made as of today, February 21st, 2024, based on information currently available to us. Except as required by law, we assume no obligation to update any such statements. During this call, we will discuss non-GAAP financial measures. You can find a reconciliation of these non-GAAP financial measures to GAAP financial measures in our CFO commentary, which is posted on our website. With that, let me turn the call over to Colette.
Thanks, Simona. Q4 was another record quarter. Revenue of $22.1 billion was up 22% sequentially and up 265% year-on-year, and well above our outlook of $20 billion. For fiscal 2024, revenue was $60.9 billion and up 126% from the prior year. Starting with data center. Data center revenue for the fiscal 2024 year was $47.5 billion, more than tripling from the prior year. The world has reached a tipping point of new computing era. The $1 trillion installed base of data center infrastructure is rapidly transitioning from general purpose to accelerated computing. As Moore's law slows while computing demand continues to skyrocket, companies may accelerate every workload possible to drive future improvement in performance, TCO, and energy efficiency. At the same time, companies have started to build the next generation of modern data centers, what we refer to as AI factories, purpose-built to refine raw data and produce valuable intelligence in the era of generative AI. In the fourth quarter, data center revenue of $18.4 billion was a record, up 27% sequentially and up 409% year-on-year, driven by the NVIDIA Hopper GPU computing platform, along with InfiniBand end-to-end networking. Compute revenue grew more than 5x, and networking revenue tripled from last year. We are delighted that supply of Hopper architecture products is improving. Demand for Hopper remains very strong. We expect our next generation products to be supply constrained as demand far exceeds supply. Fourth quarter data center growth was driven by both training and inference of generative AI and large language models across a broad set of industries, use cases, and regions. The versatility and leading performance of our data center platform enables a high return on investment for many use cases, including AI training and inference, data processing, and a broad range of CUDA accelerated workloads. We estimate in the past year, approximately 40% of data center revenue was for AI inference. Building and deploying AI solutions has reached virtually every industry. Many companies across industries are training and operating their AI models and services at scale. Enterprises across NVIDIA AI infrastructure through cloud providers, including hyperscales, GPU specialized, and private clouds, or on-premise. NVIDIA's computing stack extends seamlessly across cloud and on-premise environments, allowing customers to deploy with a multi-cloud or hybrid cloud strategy. In the fourth quarter, large cloud providers represented more than half of our data center revenue, supporting both internal workloads and external public cloud customers. Microsoft recently noted that more than 50,000 organizations use GitHub Copilot Business to supercharge the productivity of their developers, contributing to GitHub revenue growth accelerating to 40% year-on-year. And Copilot for Microsoft 365 adoption grew faster in its first 2 months than the 2 previous major Microsoft 365 Enterprise Suite releases did. Consumer internet companies have been early adopters of AI and represent one of our largest customer categories. Companies from search to e-commerce, social media, news and video services, and entertainment are using AI for deep learning-based recommendation systems. These AI investments are generating a strong return by improving customer engagement, ad conversation, and click-throughs rates. Meta, in its latest quarter, cited more accurate predictions and improved advertiser performance as contributing to the significant acceleration in its revenue. In addition, consumer internet companies are investing in generative AI to support content creators, advertisers, and customers through automation tools for content and ad creation, online product descriptions, and AI shopping assistance. Enterprise software companies are applying generative AI to help customers realize productivity gains. Early customers we've partnered with for both training and inference of generative AI are already seeing notable commercial success. ServiceNow's generative AI products in their latest quarter drove their largest ever net new annual contract value contribution of any new product family release. We are working with many other leading AI and enterprise software platforms as well, including Adobe, Databricks, Getty Images, SAP, and Snowflake. The field of foundation large language models is thriving. Anthropic, Google, Inflection, Microsoft, OpenAI, and xAI are leading with continued amazing breakthrough in generative AI. Exciting companies like Adept, AI21, Character AI, Cohere, Mistral, Perplexity, and Runway are building platforms to serve enterprises and creators. New startups are creating LLMs to serve the specific languages, cultures, and customs of the world's many regions. And others are creating foundation models to address entirely different industries, like recursion, pharmaceuticals, and generative biomedicines for biology. These companies are driving demand for NVIDIA AI infrastructure through hyperscale or GPU specialized cloud providers. Just this morning, we announced that we collaborated with Google to optimize its state-of-the-art new Gemma language models to accelerate their inference performance on NVIDIA GPUs in the cloud, data center, and PC. One of the most notable trends over the past year is the significant adoption of AI by enterprises across the industry verticals, such as automotive, healthcare, and financial services. NVIDIA offers multiple application frameworks to help companies adopt AI in vertical domains such as autonomous driving, drug discovery, low latency machine learning for fraud detection, or robotics, leveraging our full stack accelerated computing platform. We estimate that data center revenue contribution of the automotive vertical through the cloud or on-prem exceeded $1 billion last year. NVIDIA Drive infrastructure solutions include systems and software for the development of autonomous driving, including data ingestion, curation, labeling, and AI training, plus validation through simulation. Almost 80 vehicle manufacturers across global OEMs, new energy vehicles, trucking, robotaxi, and tier 1 suppliers are using NVIDIA's AI infrastructure to train LLMs and other AI models for automated driving and AI cockpit applications. In effect, nearly every automotive company working on AI is working with NVIDIA. As AV algorithms move to video transformers and more cars are equipped with cameras, we expect NVIDIA's automotive data center processing demand to grow significantly. In healthcare, digital biology and generative AI are helping to reinvent drug discovery, surgery, medical imaging, and wearable devices. We have built deep domain expertise in healthcare over the past decade, creating the NVIDIA Clara healthcare platform and NVIDIA BioNeMo a generative AI service to develop, customize, and deploy AI foundation models for computer-aided drug discovery. BioNeMo features a growing collection of pre-trained biomolecular AI models that can be applied to the end-to-end drug discovery processes. We announced Recursion is making available for their proprietary AI model through BioNeMo for the drug discovery ecosystem. In financial services, customers are using AI for a growing set of use cases, from trading and risk management to customer service and fraud detection. For example, American Express improved fraud detection accuracy by 6% using NVIDIA AI. Shifting to our data center revenue by geography, growth was strong across all regions except for China, where our data center revenue declined significantly following the U.S. government export control regulations imposed in October. Although we have not received licenses from the U.S. government to ship restricted products to China, we have started shipping alternatives that don't require a license for the China market. China represented a mid-single-digit percentage of our data center revenue in Q4, and we expect it to stay in a similar range in the first quarter. In regions outside of the U.S. and China, sovereign AI has become an additional demand driver. Countries around the world are investing in AI infrastructure to support the building of large language models in their own language, on domestic data, and in support of their local research and enterprise ecosystems. From a product perspective, the vast majority of revenue was driven by our Hopper architecture, along with InfiniBand networking. Together, they have emerged as the de facto standard for accelerated computing and AI infrastructure. We are on track to ramp H200 with initial shipments in the second quarter. Demand is strong as H200 nearly doubles the inference performance of H100. Networking exceeded a $13 billion annualized revenue run rate. Our end-to-end networking solutions define modern AI data centers. Our quantum InfiniBand solutions grew more than 5x year on year. NVIDIA Quantum InfiniBand is the standard for the highest performance AI dedicated infrastructures. We are now entering the Ethernet networking space with the launch of our new Spectrum-X end-to-end offering, designed for an AI-optimized networking for the data center. Spectrum-X introduces new technologies over Ethernet that are purpose-built for AI. Technologies incorporated in our Spectrum switch, Bluefield, DPU, and software stack deliver 1.6x higher networking performance for AI processing compared with traditional Ethernet. Leading OEMs, including Dell, HPE, Lenovo, and Supermicro, with their global sales channels, are partnering with us to expand our AI solution to enterprises worldwide. We are on track to ship Spectrum-X this quarter. We also made great progress with our software and services offerings, which reached an annualized revenue run rate of $1 billion in Q4. We announced that NVIDIA DGX Cloud will expand its list of partners to include Amazon's AWS, joining Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, and Oracle Cloud. DGX Cloud is used for NVIDIA's own AI R&D and custom model development, as well as NVIDIA developers. It brings the CUDA ecosystem to NVIDIA CSP partners. Okay, moving to gaming. Gaming revenue was $2.87 billion, was flat sequentially and up 56% year on year. Better than our outlook on solid consumer demand for NVIDIA GeForce RTX GPUs during the holidays. Fiscal year revenue of $10.45 billion was up 15%. At CES, we announced our GeForce RTX 40 Super Series family of GPUs. Starting at $599, they deliver incredible gaming performance and generative AI capabilities. Sales are off to a great start. NVIDIA AI Tensor Cores in the GPUs deliver up to 836 AI TOPS. Perfect for powering AI for gaming creating and everyday productivity. The rich software stack we offer with our RTX GPUs further accelerates AI. With our DLSS technology, 7 out of 8 pixels can be AI generated, resulting up to 4x faster ray tracing and better image quality. And with the Tensor RT-LLM for Windows, our open source library that accelerates inference performance for the latest large language models, generative AI can run up to 5x faster on RTX AI PCs. At CES, we also announced a wave of new RTX 40 series AI laptops from every major OEM. These bring high-performance gaming and AI capabilities to a wide range of form factors, including 14-inch and thin and light laptops. With up to 686 TOPS of AI performance, these next generation's AI PCs increase generative AI performance by up to 60x, making them the best performing AI PC platforms. At CES, we announced NVIDIA Avatar Cloud Engine microservices, which allow developers to integrate state-of-the-art generative AI models into digital avatars. ACE won several Best of CES 2024 awards. NVIDIA has an end-to-end platform for building and deploying generative AI applications for RTX PCs and workstations. This includes libraries, SDKs, tools, and services developers can incorporate into their generative AI workflows. NVIDIA is fueling the next wave of generative AI applications coming to the PC. With over 100 million RTX PCs in the installed base and over 500 AI-enabled PC applications and games, we are on our way. Moving to Pro Visualization. Revenue of $463 million was up 11% sequentially and up 105% year on year. Fiscal year revenue of $1.55 billion was up 1%. Sequential growth in the quarter was driven by a rich mix of RTX Ada architecture GPUs continuing to ramp. Enterprises are refreshing their workstations to support generative AI-related workloads such as data preparation, LLM fine-tuning, and retrieval augmented generation. These key industrial verticals driving demand include manufacturing, automotive, and robotics. The automotive industry has also been an early adopter of NVIDIA Omniverse as it seeks to digitalize workflows from design to build, simulate, operate, and experience their factories and cars. At CES, we announced that creative partners and developers, including Brickland, WPP, and ZeroLight, are building Omniverse-powered car configurators. Leading automakers like Lotus are adopting the technology to bring new levels of personalization, realism, and interactivity to the car buying experience. Moving to automotive. Revenue was $281 million, up 8% sequentially and down 4% year on year. Fiscal year revenue of $1.09 billion was up 21%, crossing the $1 billion mark for the first time on continued adoption of the NVIDIA Drive platform by automakers. NVIDIA Drive Orin is the AI car computer of choice for software-defined AV fleets. Its successor, NVIDIA Drive Thor, designed for vision transformers, offers more AI performance and integrates a wide range of intelligent capabilities into a single AI compute platform, including autonomous driving and parking, driver and passenger monitoring, and AI cockpit functionality, and will be available next year. There were several automotive customer announcements this quarter. Li Auto, Great Wall Motor, Zeekr, the premium EV subsidiary of Geely, and Xiaomi EV all announced new vehicles built on NVIDIA. Moving to the rest of the P&L. GAAP gross margins expanded sequentially to 76% and non-GAAP gross margins to 76.7% on strong data center growth and mix. Our gross margins in Q4 benefited from favorable component costs. Sequentially, GAAP operating expenses were up 6% and non-GAAP operating expenses were up 9%, primarily reflecting higher compute and infrastructure investments and employee growth. In Q4, we returned $2.8 billion to shareholders in the form of share repurchases and cash dividends. During fiscal year 24, we utilized cash of $9.9 billion towards shareholder returns, including $9.5 billion in share repurchases. Let me turn to the outlook for the first quarter. Total revenue is expected to be $24 billion, plus or minus 2%. We expect sequential growth in data center and ProViz, partially offset by seasonal decline in gaming. GAAP and non-GAAP gross margins are expected to be 76.3% and 77%, respectively, plus or minus 50 basis points. Similar to Q4, Q1 gross margins are benefiting from favorable component costs. Beyond Q1, for the remainder of the year, we expect gross margins to return to the mid-70% range. GAAP and non-GAAP operating expenses are expected to be approximately $3.5 billion and $2.5 billion, respectively. Fiscal year 2025 GAAP and non-GAAP operating expenses are expected to grow in the mid-30% range as we continue to invest in the large opportunities ahead of us. GAAP and non-GAAP other income and expenses are expected to be an income of approximately $250 million, excluding gains and losses from non-affiliated investments. GAAP and non-GAAP tax rates are expected to be 17%, plus or minus 1%, excluding any discrete items. Further financial details are included in the CFO commentary and other information available on our IR website. In closing, let me highlight some upcoming events for the financial community. We will attend the Morgan Stanley Technology and Media and Telecom Conference in San Francisco on March 4th, and the TD Cowen's 44th Annual Healthcare Conference in Boston on March 5th. And of course, please join us for our annual GTC conference starting Monday, March 18th in San Jose, California. To be held in person for the first time in 5 years, GTC will kick off with Jensen's keynote, and we will host a Q&A session for financial analysts the next day, March 19th. We are now open the call for questions. Operator, would you please poll for questions?
At this time, I would like to remind everyone, in order to ask a question, press star, then the number 1 on your telephone keypad. We'll pause for just a moment to compile the Q&A roster. As a reminder, please limit yourself to 1 question. Your first question comes from the line of Toshiya Hari from Goldman Sachs. Your line is open.
Hi, thank you so much for taking the question and congratulations on the really strong results. My question is for Jensen on the data center business. Clearly, you're doing extremely well in the business. I'm curious how your expectations for calendar 24 and 25 have evolved over the past 90 days. And as you answer the question, I was hoping you can touch on, some of the newer buckets within data center, things like software, sovereign AI. I think you've been pretty vocal about how to think about that medium to long term. And recently there was an article about, NVIDIA potentially participating in the ASIC market. Is there any credence to that? And if so, how should we think about you guys playing in that market over the next several years? Thank you.
Thanks, Toshiya. Let's see. There were 3 questions. One more time. First question was, can you?
Sovereign AI.
Well,
I guess your expectations for data center, how they've evolved. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we guide 1 quarter at a time, but fundamentally the conditions are excellent for continued growth. calendar 24 to calendar 25 and beyond. And let me tell you why. We're at the beginning of two industry-wide transitions, and both of them are industry-wide. The first one is a transition from general to accelerated computing. General purpose computing, as you know, is starting to run out of steam, and you could tell by the CSPs extending, and many data centers, including our own for general purpose computing, extending the depreciation from 4 to 6 years. There's just no reason to update with more CPUs when you can't fundamentally and dramatically enhance its throughput like you used to. And so you have to accelerate everything. This is what NVIDIA has been pioneering for some time. And with accelerated computing, you can dramatically improve your energy efficiency. You can dramatically improve your cost in data processing by 20 to 1. Huge numbers. And of course, the speed. That speed is so incredible that we enabled a second industry-wide transition called generative AI. Generative AI, I'm sure we're going to talk plenty about it during the call. But remember, generative AI is a new application. It is enabling a new way of doing software, new types of software being created. It is a new way of computing. You can't do generative AI on traditional general purpose computing. You have to accelerate it. And the third is it is enabling a whole new industry. And this is something worthwhile to take a step back and look at, and it connects to your last question about sovereign AI. A whole new industry in the sense that for the very first time, a data center is not just about computing data and storing data and serving the employees of a company. We now have a new type of data center that is about AI generation, an AI generation factory. And you've heard me describe it as AI factories. But basically, it takes raw material, which is data, it transforms it with these AI supercomputers that NVIDIA builds, and it turns them into incredibly valuable tokens. These tokens are what people experience on the amazing ChatGPT or Midjourney or search these days are augmented by that. All of your recommender systems are now augmented by that. The hyper personalization that goes along with it. All of these incredible startups in digital biology, generating proteins and generating chemicals, and the list goes on. And so all of these tokens are generated in a very specialized type of data center. And this data center we call AI supercomputers and AI generation factories. But we're seeing diversity. One of the other reasons, so at the foundation is that the way it manifests into new markets is in all of the diversity that you're seeing us in. One, the amount of inference that we do is just off the charts now. Almost every single time you interact with ChatGPT, you know that we're inferencing. Every time you use Midjourney, we're inferencing. Every time you see amazing these Sora videos that are being generated, or Runway, the videos that they're editing, Firefly, NVIDIA is doing inferencing. The inference part of our business has grown tremendously. We estimate about 40%. The amount of training is continuing because these models are getting larger and larger. The amount of inference is increasing. But we're also diversifying into new industries. The large CSPs are still continuing to build out. You could see from their CapEx and their discussions. But there's a whole new category called GPU specialized CSPs. They specialize in NVIDIA AI infrastructure, GPU specialized CSPs. You're seeing enterprise software platforms deploying AI. ServiceNow is just a really, really great example. You see Adobe, you see others, SAP and others. You see consumer internet services that are now augmenting all of their services of the past with generative AI, so they can have even more hyper-personalized content to be created. You see us talking about industrial generative AI. Now our industries represent multi-billion-dollar businesses. Auto, health, financial services, in total, our vertical industries are multi-billion-dollar businesses now. And of course, sovereign AI. The reason for sovereign AI has to do with the fact that the language, the knowledge, the history, the culture of each region are different. And they own their own data. They would like to use their data, train it to create their own digital intelligence, and provision it to harness that raw material themselves. It belongs to them. Each one of the regions around the world, the data belongs to them. The data is most useful to their society. And so they want to protect the data. They want to transform it themselves, value-added transformation into AI, and provision those services themselves. So we're seeing sovereign AI infrastructures being built in Japan, in Canada, in France, so many other regions. And so my expectation is that what is being experienced here in the United States, in the West, will surely be replicated around the world. And these AI generation factories are going to be in every industry, every company, every region. And so I think this last year we've seen generative AI really becoming a whole new application space, a whole new way of doing computing, a whole new industries being formed, and that's driving our growth.
Your next question comes from a line of Joe Moore from Morgan Stanley. Your line is open.
Great, thank you. I wanted to follow up on the 40% of revenues coming from inference. That's a bigger number than I expected. Can you give us some sense of, where that number was, maybe the year before, how much you're seeing growth around LLMs from inference, and how are you measuring that? Is that, I assume it's in some cases the same GPUs you use for training and inference. How solid is that measurement? Thank you.
I'll go backwards. The estimate is probably understated, but we estimated it, and let me tell you why. Whenever a year ago, the recommender systems that people are, when you run the internet, the news, the videos, the music, the products that are being recommended to you, because as you know, the internet has trillions, I don't know how many trillions, but trillions of things out there, and your phone is, 3 inches squared, and so the ability for them to fit all of that information down to something such a small real estate is through a system, an amazing system called recommender systems. These recommender systems used to be all based on CPU approaches, but the recent migration to deep learning and now generative AI has really put these recommender systems now directly into the path of GPU acceleration. It needs GPU acceleration for the embeddings. It needs GPU acceleration for the nearest neighbor search. It needs GPU acceleration for the re-ranking, and it needs GPU acceleration to generate the augmented information for you. So GPUs are in every single step of a recommender system now. And as you know, recommender system is the single largest software engine on the planet. Almost every major company in the world has to run these large recommender systems. Whenever you use ChatGPT as being inference, whenever you hear about Midjourney and just the number of things that they're generating for consumers, when you see Getty, the work that we do with Getty, and Firefly from Adobe, these are all generative models. The list goes on, and none of these, as I mentioned, existed a year ago. 100% new.
Your next question comes from a line of Stacy Rasgon from Bernstein Research. Your line is open.
Hi, guys. Thanks for taking my question. Colette, I wanted to touch on your comment that you expected the next generation of products, I assume that meant Blackwell, to be supply constrained. Can you dig into that a little bit? What is the driver of that? Why does that get constrained as Hopper is easing up? And how long do you expect that to be constrained? Like, do you expect the next generation to be constrained like all the way through calendar 25? Like, when do those start to ease?
Yeah, the first thing is overall our supply is improving. Overall, our supply chain is just doing an incredible job for us. Everything from, of course, the wafers, the packaging, the memories, all of the power regulators, to transceivers and networking and cables and you name it. The list of components that we ship, as you know, people think that NVIDIA GPUs is like a chip, but the NVIDIA Hopper GPU has 35,000 parts. It weighs 70 pounds. These things are really complicated things. We built, people call it an AI supercomputer for good reason. If you ever look in the back of the data center, the systems, the cabling system is mind-boggling. It is the most dense, complex cabling system for networking the world's ever seen. Our InfiniBand business grew 5x year over year. The supply chain is really doing fantastic supporting us. And so overall, the supply is improving. We expect the demand will continue to be stronger than our supply provides, and through the year. And we'll do our best. The cycle times are improving, and we're going to continue to do our best. However, whenever we have new products, as you know, it ramps from 0 to a very large number, and you can't do that overnight. You know, everything is ramped up. It doesn't step up. And so whenever we have a new generation of products, and right now we are ramping H200s, there's no way we can reasonably keep up on demand in a short term as we ramp. We're ramping Spectrum X. We're doing incredibly well with Spectrum X. It's our brand new product into the world of Ethernet. InfiniBand is the standard for AI dedicated systems. Ethernet with Spectrum X, Ethernet is just not a very good scale-out system. But with Spectrum X, we've augmented, layered on top of Ethernet, fundamental new capabilities like adaptive routing, congestion control, noise isolation or traffic isolation, so that we can optimize Ethernet for AI. And so InfiniBand will be our AI dedicated infrastructure. Spectrum X will be our AI optimized networking, and that is ramping. And so we'll you know, with all of new products, demand is greater than supply, and that's just kind of the nature of new products. And we work as fast as we can to capture up with the demand. But overall, net, our supply is increasing very nicely.
Your next question comes from the line of Matt Ramsey from TD Cowen. Your line is open.
Good afternoon, Jensen, Colette. Congrats on the results. I wanted to ask, I guess, a two-part question, and it comes at what Stacy was just getting at on your demand being significantly more than your supply, even though the supply is improving. And I guess the two sides of the question are, I guess, first for Colette, like, how are you guys thinking about allocation of product in terms of customer readiness to deploy and sort of monitoring if there's any kind of buildup of product that might not yet be turned on? And then I guess, Jensen, for you, I'd be really interested to hear you speak a bit about a thought that you and your company are putting into the allocation of your product across customers, many of which compete with each other, across industries to smaller startup companies, to things in the healthcare arena, to governments. It's a very, very unique technology that you're enabling, and I'd be really interested to hear you speak a bit about how you think about, quote unquote, fairly allocating sort of for the good of your company, but also for the good of the industry. Thanks.
Let me first start with your question, thanks, about how we are working with our customers as they look into how they are building out their GPU instances and our allocation process. The folks that we work with, our customers that we work with, have been partners with us for many years as we have been assisting them both in what they set up in the cloud as well as what they are setting up internally. Many of these providers have multiple products going at one time to serve so many different needs across their end customers, but also what they need internally. So they are working in advance, of course, thinking about those new clusters that they will need. And our discussions with them continue, not only on our Hopper architecture, but helping them understand the next wave and getting their interest and getting their outlook for the demand that they want. So it's always a moving process in terms of what they will purchase, what is still being built, and what is in use for end customers. But the relationships that we've built and their understanding of the sophistication of the build has really helped us with that allocation and both helped us with our communications with them.
First, our CSPs have a very clear view of our product roadmap and transitions. And that transparency with our CSPs gives them the confidence of which products to place and where and when. And so they know the timing to the best of our ability, and they know quantities, and of course allocation. We allocate fairly. Do the best we can to allocate fairly, and to avoid allocating unnecessarily. As you mentioned earlier, why allocate something when a data center is not ready? Nothing is more difficult than to have anything sit around. And so allocate fairly and to avoid allocating unnecessarily. And the question that you asked about the end markets, you know that we have an excellent ecosystem with OEMs, ODMs, CSPs, and very importantly, end markets. What NVIDIA is really unique about is that we bring our customers, we bring our partners, CSPs and OEMs, we bring them customers. The biology companies, the healthcare companies, financial services companies, AI developers, large language model developers, autonomous vehicle companies, robotics companies. There's just a giant suite of robotics companies that are emerging. They're warehouse robotics to surgical robotics to humanoid robotics, all kinds of really interesting robotics companies, agriculture robotics companies. All of these startups, large companies, healthcare, financial services, and auto and such, are working on NVIDIA's platform. We support them directly. And oftentimes, we can have a twofer by allocating to a CSP and bringing the customer to the CSP at the same time. And so this ecosystem, you're absolutely right that it's vibrant, but at the core of it, we want to allocate fairly, with avoiding waste and looking for opportunities to connect partners and end users. We're looking for those opportunities all the time.
Your next question comes from a line of Timothy Arcuri from UBS. Your line is open.
Thanks a lot. I wanted to ask about how you're converting backlog into revenue. Obviously, lead times for your products have come down quite a bit. Colette, you didn't talk about the inventory purchase commitments, but if I sort of add up your inventory plus the purchase commits and your prepaid supply, sort of the aggregate of your supply, it was actually down a touch. How should we read that? Is that just you saying that you don't need to make as much of a financial commitment to your suppliers because the lead times are lower, or is that maybe you're reaching some sort of steady state where you're closer to filling your order book and your backlog? Thanks.
Yeah, so let me highlight on those three different areas of how we look at our suppliers. You're correct, our inventory on hand, given our allocation that we're on, we're trying to, as things come into inventory, immediately work to ship them to our customers. I think our customer appreciates our ability to meet the schedules that we've looked for. The second piece of it is our purchase commitments. Our purchase commitments have many different components into it, components that we need for manufacturing, but also often we are procuring capacity that we may need. The lengths of that need for capacity or the length for the components are all different. Some of them may be for the next 2 quarters, but some of them may be for multiple years. I can say the same regarding our prepaids. Our prepaids are pre-designed to make sure that we have the reserved capacity that we need at several of our manufacturing suppliers as we look forward. So wouldn't read into anything regarding approximately about the same numbers as we are increasing our supply. All of them just have different lengths as we have sometimes had to buy things in long lead times or things that needed capacity to be built for us.
Your next question comes from a line of Ben Reitz from Melius Research. Your line is open.
Yeah, thanks. Congratulations on the results. Colette, I wanted to talk about your comment regarding gross margins and that they should go back to the mid-70s. If you don't mind unpacking that. And also, is that due to the HBM content in the new products? And what do you think are the drivers of that comment? Thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks for the question. We highlighted in our opening remarks really about our Q4 results and our outlook for Q1. Both of those quarters are unique. Those 2 quarters are unique in their gross margin as they include some benefits from favorable component costs in the supply chain, kind of across both our compute and networking, and also in several different stages of our manufacturing process. So looking forward, we have visibility into a mid-70s gross margin for the rest of the fiscal year, taking us back to where we were before this Q4 and Q1 peak that we've had here. So we're really looking at just a balance of our mix. Mix is always going to be our largest driver of what we will be shipping for the rest of the year, and those are really just the drivers.
Your next question comes from a line of CJ Muse from Cantor Fitzgerald. Your line is open.
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you for taking the question. Bigger picture question for you, Jensen. When you think about the million-X improvement in GPU compute over the last decade and expectations for similar improvements in the next, how do your customers think about the long-term usability of their NVIDIA investments that they're making today? Do today's training clusters become tomorrow's inference clusters? How do you see this playing out? Thank you.
Hey, CJ, thanks for the question. Yeah, that's the really cool part. If you look at the reason why we're able to improve performance so much, it's because we have 2 characteristics about our platform. One is that it's accelerated, and 2, it's programmable. It's not brittle. NVIDIA is the only architecture that has gone from the very, very beginning, literally the very beginning when CNNs and Alex Kershevsky and Ilya Sutskever and Jeff Hinton first revealed AlexNet, all the way through RNNs to LSTMs to RLs to deep learning RLs to transformers to every single version and every species that have come along, vision transformers, multimodality transformers, and then now time sequence stuff and every single variation, every single species of AI that has come along, we've been able to support it, optimize our stack for it, and deploy it into our installed base. This is really the great, amazing part. On the one hand, we can invent new architectures and new technologies like our tensor cores, like our transformer engine for tensor cores, improve new numerical formats and structures of processing like we've done with the different generations of tensor cores, Meanwhile, supporting the installed base at the same time. And so, as a result, we take all of our new software algorithm inventions, all of the new inventions of models of the industry, and it runs on our installed base on the one hand. On the other hand, whenever we see something revolutionary, we can, like transformers, we can create something brand new, like the Hopper transformer engine, and implement it into future. And so we simultaneously have this ability to bring software to the installed base and keep making it better and better and better, so our customers' installed base is enriched over time with our new software. On the other hand, for new technologies, create revolutionary capabilities. Don't be surprised if in our future generation, all of a sudden, amazing breakthroughs in large language models were made possible. And that those breakthroughs, some of which will be in software because they run CUDA, will be made available to the installed base. And so we carry everybody with us on the one hand, we make giant breakthroughs on the other hand.
Your next question comes from a line of Aaron Rakers from Wells Fargo. Your line is open.
Yeah, thanks for taking the question. I wanted to ask about the China business. I know that in the prepared comments, you said that you started shipping some alternative solutions into China. You also pointed out that you expect that contribution to continue to be about a mid-single digit percent of your total data center business. So I guess the question is what is the extent of products that you're shipping today into the China market? And why should we not expect that, maybe other alternative solutions come to the market and expand your breadth to participate in that opportunity again? Thank you.
At the core, remember, the U.S. government wants to limit the latest capabilities of NVIDIA's accelerated computing and AI to the Chinese market. And the U.S. government would like to see us be as successful in China as possible. Within those two constraints, within those two pillars, if you will, are the restrictions. And so we had to pause when the new restrictions came out. We immediately paused so that we understood what the restrictions are, reconfigured our products in a way that is not software hackable in any way. And that took some time. And so we reset our product offering to China, and now we're sampling to customers in China. And we're going to do our best to compete in that marketplace and succeed in that marketplace within the specifications of the restriction. And so that's it. This last quarter, our business significantly declined as we paused in the marketplace. We stopped shipping in the marketplace. We expect this quarter to be about the same. But after that, hopefully we can go compete for our business and do our best, and we'll see how it turns out.
Your next question comes from a line of Harsh Kumar from Piper Sandler. Your line is open.
Yeah, hey, Jensen, Colette, and NVIDIA team. First of all, congratulations on a stunning quarter and guide. I wanted to talk about a little bit about your software business, and it's pleasing to hear that it's over $1 billion. But I was hoping, Jensen or Colette, if you could just help us understand what the different parts and pieces are for the software business. In other words, just help us unpack it a little bit so we can get a better understanding of where that growth is coming from.
Let me take a step back and explain the fundamental reason why NVIDIA will be very successful in software. So first, as you know, accelerated computing really grew in the cloud. In the cloud service providers have really large engineering teams, and we work with them in a way that allows them to operate and manage their own business. And whenever there are any issues, we have large teams assigned to them, and their engineering teams are working directly with our engineering teams, and we enhance, we fix, we maintain, we patch the complicated stack of software that's involved in accelerated computing. As you know, accelerated computing is very different than general purpose computing. You're not starting from a program like C++, you compile it and things run on all your CPUs. The stacks of software necessary for every domain, from data processing, SQL structured data versus all the images and text and PDF, which is unstructured, to classical machine learning, to computer vision, to speech, to large language models, all of recommender systems. All of these things require different software stacks. That's the reason why NVIDIA has hundreds of libraries. If you don't have software, you can't open new markets. If you don't have software, you can't open and enable new applications. Software is fundamentally necessary for accelerated computing. This is the fundamental difference between accelerated computing and general purpose computing that most people took a long time to understand. And now people understand that the software is really key. In the way that we work with CSPs, that's really easy. We have large teams that are working with their large teams. However, now that generative AI is enabling every enterprise and every enterprise software company to embrace accelerated computing. And when it is now essential to embrace accelerated computing because it is no longer possible, no longer likely anyhow, to sustain improved throughput through just general purpose computing. All of these enterprise software companies and enterprise companies don't have large engineering teams to be able to maintain and optimize their software stack to run across all of the world's clouds and private clouds and on-prem. So we are going to do the management, the optimization, the patching, the tuning, the install base optimization for all of their software stacks. And we containerize them into our stack. We call it NVIDIA AI Enterprise. And the way we go to market with it is think of that NVIDIA AI Enterprise now as a runtime, like an operating system. It's an operating system for artificial intelligence. And we charge $4,500 per GPU per year. And my guess is that every enterprise in the world, every software enterprise company that are deploying software in all the clouds and private clouds and on-prem will run on NVIDIA AI Enterprise, especially, obviously for our GPUs. And so this is going to likely be a very significant business over time. We're off to a great start, and Colette mentioned that it's already at $1 billion run rate, and we're really just getting started.
Thank you. I will now turn the call back over to Jensen Huang, CEO, for closing remarks.
The computer industry is making two simultaneous platform shifts at the same time. The $1 trillion installed base of data centers is transitioning from general purpose to accelerated computing. Every data center will be accelerated so the world can keep up with the computing demand with increasing throughput while managing cost and energy. The incredible speed up of NVIDIA enabled a whole new computing paradigm, generative AI, where software can learn, understand, and generate any information, from human language to the structure of biology and the 3D world. We are now at the beginning of a new industry where AI-dedicated data centers process massive raw data to refine it into digital intelligence. Like AC power generation plants of the last industrial revolution, NVIDIA AI supercomputers are essentially AI generation factories of this industrial revolution. Every company in every industry is fundamentally built on their proprietary business intelligence, and in the future, their proprietary generative AI. Generative AI has kicked off a whole new investment cycle to build the next $1 trillion of infrastructure of AI generation factories. We believe these two trends will drive a doubling of the world's data center infrastructure installed base in the next 5 years, and will represent an annual market opportunity in the hundreds of billions. This new AI infrastructure will open up a whole new world of applications not possible today. We started the AI journey with the hyperscale cloud providers and consumer internet companies. And now every industry is on board, from automotive to healthcare to financial services to industrial to telecom, media and entertainment. NVIDIA's full stack computing platform with industry-specific applications frameworks and a huge developer and partner ecosystem gives us the speed, scale, and reach to help companies in every industry become an AI company. We have so much to share with you at next month's GTC in San Jose, so be sure to join us. We look forward to updating you on our progress next quarter.
This concludes today's conference call. You may now disconnect.
Thank you all for watching. It seems like the earnings call went pretty well. We're going to end the stream off here with NVIDIA at a post-market gain of 7.75%. And with that being said, I am going to shut down the stream, and I will probably be on stream maybe Sunday. Maybe I'll try to get on sometime this week, but pretty much the bulk of the work is done as far as what happened so far this week. So that's pretty much it, guys. So I appreciate you all tuning in and having an entertaining time. Definitely had a good day today. So yeah, catch you all later. Again, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe, hit the like button, and I appreciate all of you watching and having a great time. All right, guys, I'm signing off. Peace.